Welcome to biology, my dear student. Today is our class number 18 and my dear student, we are learning chapter 2 biological classification. And in our last class we have studied about characteristics of five kingdom system of classification. So I hope that you have understood the characteristics of five kingdom system of classification. So last class we have studied about what are the characteristics of organism that will fall under the kingdom of Monera. So likewise we have seen the characteristics of the individual falling under the kingdom of Protista, then in the kingdom of fungi, then kingdom of Plantia and kingdom of Animalia. Okay, so my dear student, today we will study about kingdom Monera. So my dear student, as in last class we have studied about some of the basic characteristics of kingdom of Monera. So can you once again recall it? What are the characteristics of the organism that will fall under the kingdom of Monera? So first one, we have seen that cell type, that is in the kingdom of Monera, to be the member of the kingdom of Monera, the organism must be prokaryotic in nature. Okay, so in kingdom Monera all the organisms are prokaryotic in nature, right? Then we have seen that cell wall is made up of polysaccharide and amino acid, that is cell wall is non-cellulastic, right? Then we have seen mode of nutrition. So here in this kingdom the organism mode of nutrition, they may be autotrophic or heterotrophic. We have seen about all this. Okay, so my dear student, now let us see classification of Monera. That means when we speak about kingdom, kingdom is very large, isn't it? So again, to make our study more easy and more systematic, we have to again classify the kingdom of Monera. Now let us see classification of Monera. Moneras are divided into two major groups depending upon their structure, mode of nutrition and type of reproduction. So my dear student, the basis of classification of Monera are considering their structure, then mode of nutrition and type of reproduction. So my dear student, depending on the structure, mode of nutrition and type of reproduction, Monera kingdom is mainly divided into two major groups. Number one is known as Archeobacteria. Archeobacteria is also known as ancient bacteria. As from the name, we can say that these are very ancient bacteria. Then number two is Eubacteria, which is also known as true bacteria. So my dear student, depending on structure, mode of nutrition and type of reproduction, kingdom Monera is broadly divided into two groups. Number one group is known as Archeobacteria and commonly they are known as ancient bacteria. And number second group is Eubacteria or true bacteria. So my dear student, now let us learn about Archeobacteria, ancient bacteria. So from their name itself, we can say that these bacteria are very ancient on earth. That means we can imagine that on the origin, from the origin itself, this bacteria might be present on the earth. Okay, because of which they are known as ancient bacteria. So now let us see some of the characteristics of Archeobacteria. So Archeobacteria can survive under extreme conditions. So it is said that Archeobacteria can survive under extreme conditions such as high temperature. So it is said that Archeobacteria can survive under extreme conditions such as high temperature, so maybe 100 degrees Celsius. Above 100 degrees Celsius also, what happen, it is said that Archeobacteria can survive. So they are found in high temperature where more than 100 degrees Celsius temperature is available if anywhere, then also you will find the living life, that is bacteria. So bacteria are living organism, isn't it? Sometimes it may be very disturbing for us that we cannot imagine a life in a very high temperature, okay, more than 100 degrees Celsius. We know that at 100 degrees Celsius, what happen, water vapors are formed, isn't it? So from liquid, what happen, gases transformation. So at that very high temperature also, what happen, living organisms are found, and that living organisms are bacteria. Okay, then we can imagine we can imagine that at that high temperature also, what happened, living lives are been found. Okay, then it is said that Archeobacteria are present in absence of oxygen also. Okay, so this is very shocking for us, that in absence of oxygen, how life is possible, isn't it? So we can imagine that in absence of oxygen, how life is available, but Archeobacteria can live in absence of oxygen also. Then in high salinity, so high salinity means salty condition. So in extreme salty condition also, if no life is there, but then also who will be there, Archeobacteria. Okay, in high acidic condition, very highly acidic condition also, what happen, Archeobacteria can live. And in high pH, okay, and very low pH also, what happen, this Archeobacteria can live. So extreme condition for us, which we can imagine that in this extreme condition life cannot exist, but at that extreme condition this Archeobacteria can survive. Okay, so my dear student, I hope that you have understood it. What are the characteristics of Archeobacteria? They can survive under extreme conditions such as high temperature, absence of oxygen, high salinity, acidity, pH, etc. Okay, then these Archeobacteria are classified into the following three types. So Archeobacteria are again classified into three types. Number one, halophils. Okay, so from the term halophils, here halo means we can say salt, and phil means what, philic or phils means love. So love for the salt. So this group is named after the characters that they can survive in extreme salted habitat. So in extreme salted habitat, this group of Archeobacteria are found, because of which they are named as halophils. Okay, one example is mentioned here. The example is Halobacterium. So Halobacterium is an example of halophils, and halophils is a group of Archeobacteria. Okay, so halophils means where they will be found, they will be found in extreme salted habitat. So very high salted, high salinity condition, you will find this group of bacteria. Then my dear student, second type of Archeobacteria is thermoacidophils. So here you may see the term thermo, okay, heat or heat, very high heat, acid, okay, thermoacidophils. So they love heat, okay, then acid, very hot condition. So because of which they are known as thermoacidophils. So these are found in hot spring. Hot spring means a burning place, okay, where for example like a volcanic eruption, you have seen that where high heat is being produced. So at that habitat also, if you imagine that life cannot be found, but one group of living organisms are still found in that condition, that is thermoacidophils. Okay, so my dear student, here example is mentioned, many sulfur oxidizer. So many sulfur oxidizer such as Ferroplasma acidophyllum, okay, one of the example of thermoacidophils are ferroplasma acidiphilum. Okay, so they are sulfur oxidizer and sulfur reducers such as phyrodictum ABC. So these are phyrodictum ABC, this is sulfur reducer, and ferroplasma acidiphilum is sulfur oxidizer. So these two example of thermoacidophils, they live in extreme heat and acid. So they can survive in very extreme heat, okay, from where the hot springs are there, and in high acidic condition we can imagine that life is available. Okay, so they can live in very high heat and acidic condition. Clear? So my dear student, from now onwards you cannot say that life cannot exist in acidic condition. Okay, you have seen that thermoacidophils are group of archaebacteria, and these are living organism. They can live in very high this extreme condition of heat and acid. Okay, then number third is methanogens. So methanogens are found in marshy land. So marshy land means you have seen that some of the place, okay, so in Hindi it is said daldal. Okay, you have seen that a land always wetted, okay, with water, and it seems like if your legs goes on that land, then what happen, you cannot come out of it. You have seen in many movies and that, isn't it? So that type of land, and sometimes you will find that that area that sunlight, or you'll find that never the sunlight penetrate at that area. So that type of place, we cannot imagine that life may be present there. But there also what happen, a group of life is found that are known as methanogen. So methanogens, their characteristics, they are mainly found in marshy land. Then my dear student, methanogen are present in the gut of several ruminant animals such as cows and buffaloes, and they are responsible for the production of methane, that is the biogas from the dung of these animals. So my dear student, again where you can find this methanogen archaebacteria, in the gut of several ruminant animals such as cows and buffalo. So in the gut of cows and buffaloes, okay, they are known as the ruminant animals, and in the presence of this methanogen, what happened, in the presence of these methanogens, what happened, from the dung of the cows, or cow dungs or buffalo dungs, okay, from them we can get methane or biogas. So this methane, from where it is produced, in presence of methanogens, this group of bacteria. So my dear student, today we have learned about kingdom Monera. That kingdom Monera is classified into two major group. Number one is Archaebacteria, number second is Eubacteria. So today we have learned about Archaebacteria. So Archaebacteria, they can survive in extreme condition, very high temperature, high acidic condition, okay, so high saline condition, very high condition. So on the basis of that, we have seen that Archaebacteria are of three types. Number one is halophils. They are found in extreme salted habitat. Then second, we have seen that thermoacidophils, they are found in hot spring. Then number third, we have seen methanogens. They are specifically found in marshy land and in the gut of ruminant animals such as cows and buffaloes. So with this, today let's end our class here. So next class we'll proceed with through bacteria or eubacteria. So thank you and have a great day.